Well, we talked seafood earlier with Crab Kings, Indy. Now let's talk paleo-friendly salmon cakes. Here's health coach and cookbook author Erica Schlick with her recipe.
Hi, today I'm going to be showing you how to make my salmon cake recipe out of my cookbook, Wandering Palate. And this is a delicious way to eat your salmon. It almost is like a salmon burger and it's super simple to make. So I'm going to start by showing you how to prepare the salmon for our salmon cakes. So I have about a pound of wild salmon here in a baking dish, and we're going to go ahead and put this in the oven at 350 degrees for about 15 minutes. And I've kept it very simple. I just put a little bit of butter. You can also use some coconut oil if you're dairy free, and a little bit of sea salt, and that's it. So let's go ahead and get our salmon baked, and then we can turn this into our salmon cakes. And now that our salmon is out of the oven, we get to start making our salmon cakes. So once it comes out, you want to let it cool for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then once it's cooled off, you're going to want to scrape it off the skin and put it into a bowl and start to get it really flaky. And you can either do this with your hands or a fork just to kind of mash it up, or you can also do it in a food processor. Just make sure not to over process it. So I've gone ahead and flaked our salmon here in a bowl, and now we're going to start compiling all the ingredients for our cakes. So I have about 1/3 of a cup of almond flour, and I've gone ahead and put that through my sifter to make it really nice and thin. And I have about 1/4 cup of fresh parsley that's been chopped. I have 3 tablespoons of fresh dill that's also been chopped. And I have 2 eggs that have been beaten, and we're just going to go ahead and get that all into our bowl. And now we're going to add a little bit of seasoning. So I have 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. I have 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder as well. And we've got about 1 teaspoon of sea salt that we're going to add in. So here you can either use a fork again, or you can use your hands, whatever you need in order to make everything fully combined. And the almond flour is going to give it a little bit of a breading kind of flavor without having any grains in it. So this is a great gluten-free and grain-free alternative. And you're just going to want to go ahead and mix this. And I actually like to use my hands, especially with the egg, just to get it fully combined, and you can start to form your patties out of this. So I'm just going to give it a good mix. Once everything has been combined, we can start to shape our patties, and you can either do this with your hands or you can also use a burger press, but we're just going to keep it simple today. So what I like to do is divide my mix in half so you can start to see what you've got to work with. We're probably going to make about 6 patties out of this, so once you've combined it or split it up into the 2 halves, you can start to form your patties. And I just like to do them with my hands. You can start with a little bit of a ball and then flatten them down, and they should hold together pretty well, especially with the egg that's in there. That's a really good binder to keep everything together. And we'll go ahead and just get these all formed, and then I'm going to show you how to cook these up so we can start to enjoy them. To cook our salmon cakes, we're going to heat a skillet over medium heat, and you're going to add 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. Once the pan is hot, you're going to go ahead and place your salmon cakes in the pan and cook it for about 3 to 4 minutes until each side is golden brown. It's a very simple process, and then you'll be able to enjoy your salmon cakes. Alright, our salmon cakes are hot off the skillet and they're ready to enjoy. I like to serve them with a side salad. You can do something simple like arugula with some lemon, salt, and olive oil, or you can do a little fancier salad, use some ranch on it. That goes really well with the salmon as well. And I like to keep it simple. I like to just squirt a little bit of fresh lemon juice on them, and they are ready to enjoy. So let's dive in and have a little taste. So good. All the fresh herbs, the salmon, and a little bit of the breading from the almond flour. They're absolutely delicious. It's one of my favorite recipes in my cookbook. You can get the recipe in my cookbook, Wandering Palate, which is available on my website, thetrailtohealth.com, and also on Amazon. I hope you enjoy the recipe.